We could easily see 30,000 by the end of this year. There's lots of people that believe this could be in the hundreds of thousands very, very soon. What's up everyone? Merry Bitmas! That's super nerd for happy Merry Christmas in nerd speak or cryptocurrency speak. Today is September. Today is December 26th. I woke up this morning and I saw that Bitcoin had passed $25,000 per coin. It came back down afterwards, but we've done it. We've passed $25,000. That's a massive psychological number. Done it. We've passed it. It's absolutely incredible. So in today's video, we're going to be going over why I think this has happened and whether or not I think it's a good time for you to start buying now. So if that sort of thing interests you, please consider smashing the subscribe button. If you don't know me already, my name's Connor. I go over pretty much everything you need to know to make money online. And let's get straight to this video. And special shout out to Rick and Morty. If you saw it already, this is my show. Anyone out there who likes Rick and Morty, oh, wubba lubba dub dub. If you don't know much about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, I highly suggest that you watch this video. I made it recently and it goes over in depth the fundamental knowledge that you need to know to understand Bitcoin. I made it for beginners, so I highly recommend that video. So why do I think that Bitcoin is rallying so hard right now? So much has happened since 2017 when we saw that massive rally where Bitcoin went up to $19,000. Myself and loads of others saw massive growth. For me personally, it's the first time I've ever made that sort of money in such a small amount of time, and we were all burned really badly when it crashed down in 2018. Because of my unwavering belief in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as an idea and something that I really think is going to change the future, I kept holding and I held from 19,000 down to I think the low was around 4,000. But my actual investment portfolio, because I wasn't solely in Bitcoin, went from $75,000 at its high to $1,800. I was devastated. I made so much money in such a short amount of time and then I lost essentially all of it. It put a sour taste in my mouth, but I followed the principles that I've learned online, but you only lose when you sell. I thought, you know what, I believed in it when I was buying it, and I'm gonna believe in it now. I'm gonna hold it for the long run, and basically I just forgot about it for 2 years. And then at the start of 2020 was when I really started thinking, okay, I'm starting to see a lot of people talking about it again. I'm probably gonna start buying some more. So that's exactly what I did. So sorry about blabbering on about myself for so long. Why do I think this has happened? Nasdaq.com are calling it the rise of certainty. According to Garrick Hillerman, I'm sorry if I've completely butchered that name, but he's one of the head researchers at blockchain.com. He believes that Bitcoin's market cap could reach 1 trillion by the end of 2021. That's a huge potential upside that we could see from here while we're sitting at 350 billion. And he sees that people are taking Bitcoin's store of value more and more seriously. Now this is how I see Bitcoin. I see it becoming the new gold. Money used to be based on gold. That stopped being the case. Now the next likely thing, in my opinion, to take the throne is going to be Bitcoin. It's a perfect store of value, especially when we start to level off and things aren't so volatile. Even Goldman Sachs sees people taking this more and more seriously, and they have said that they see nothing else to pose as much of a threat to gold as Bitcoin could. Gold is currently sitting at a market cap of roughly $10 trillion. And if we do see Bitcoin take over from gold as a reserve currency, that's a potential upside is massive. 350 billion right now to 10 trillion. That's huge. And that's what more and more people are seeing. And it's not only retail investors like you and me, it's also institutional investors, huge banks, and also massive brands in the money space like PayPal and Square are currently changing their platforms to incorporate Bitcoin and incorporate other cryptocurrencies so the normal retail investor like you and I can use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as an actual currency. And because it's becoming more and more easy, this is going to push people to buy more and more Bitcoin. Blockchain.com has observed a 40.1% increase in the creation of cryptocurrency wallets over the past year. That's about 18 million new cryptocurrency wallets that have been made since December 2019. So large institutional investors, high net worth individuals, and brands like PayPal and Square are buying up as much Bitcoin as they possibly can right now. And because of that, that's driving up the price. It's also making the sentiment around Bitcoin far more stable. With big institutional investors investing in something, a lot more people are going to start to see the benefits and the future possibilities of having something like Bitcoin. More and more people are going to research and they're going to start buying. And in my opinion, that's the reason why the price is surging right now. So on top of all of that, what we we saw back in May was what's called a Bitcoin halving. In as simple terms as possible, a Bitcoin halving is the amount of Bitcoin that's rewarded to the Bitcoin miners is half. If they were to get 10 Bitcoins, they now get 5 for the same amount of work. In the same way you can mine gold, you can mine Bitcoin. Gold is physically mined and Bitcoin is mined using computers and algorithms. The amount of Bitcoin that can be mined in a certain amount of time has now halved. It's much more in depth than that, but that's a very simple way to understand it. So what I believe this has done, now that institutional investors are getting in, the hype around Bitcoin is growing and growing, but the supply has actually halved. What happens when demand goes up and supply goes down? The price is inevitably gonna go up. We could easily see 30,000 by the end of this year, and there's lots of people that believe this could be in the hundreds of thousands very, very soon. And with that sort of hype around any investment, you're gonna see huge fluctuations in the price. I highly recommend that you do a lot of research yourself before getting involved in this. So should you be buying Bitcoin right now for the first time, or maybe buying a little bit more? So in my opinion, I think that everybody should go out there and research Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as much as you possibly can. Watch the video that I made and watch loads of other videos on YouTube and do your own research and decide whether or not you think Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are the future. If you decide that you do agree with me, then what I suggest you do is something called dollar cost averaging. Let's just jump onto my computer and I can share with you a little story about my cryptocurrency journey. So this is why I believe so much in dollar cost averaging. There's a lot of research out there that says that dumping all of your money into the market is actually around 62% more likely for you to make more money in the long run, but that's in the stock market. I think cryptocurrency is a little bit different. Back in 2018, I think it was, up until very recently, we saw an 80% drop in the price of Bitcoin. That was from here down to here. We saw an 80% drop. So if you had have bought here, you know, you would have seen an 80% drop. But the magic of dollar cost averaging is, let's say you did buy at the last all-time high, around $18,000 to $19,000. Here we see the spike. And then we crashed 80% down. If you believed in Bitcoin like I did, at this point, if you had have bought, let's say, one more Bitcoin, you would have then had an average price. If it was, say, you bought at 18 and then you bought again here at 3.5, you would have an average price of around $8,000 or $9,000 because you bought at the top and you bought here, and your average price would be the average of what you bought. If you then continued to buy, you bought again at 11 and then you bought again down here at 7, you bought again here. You know, this isn't a full Bitcoin. You can just be putting money in. You're gonna make your average price somewhere around here, even though we see huge fluctuations. And then when we see a massive increase like we've seen now, we're at $25,000 or just under, your average cost will be around $7,000 or $8,000 in this scenario, and you've just done 100%, 200% increase because you dollar cost average. If you had have just bought at 19,000, you would have held all the way, and yes, at this point you would be in profit, but you would be way more in profit if you had just bought more down here. And that's exactly what I did. So that is the power right there of dollar cost averaging, and that is what I suggest anyone out there who has done their research, believes in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the long run, that's what I suggest that you do right now. As of 26th of December, if you have a little bit of money that you want to put into it, then go ahead, start dollar cost averaging right now. Or you can start on January 1st or whenever you want. Just start putting some money into Bitcoin as we go. If you have a lump sum of money that you don't mind losing 80%, put it in right now by all means, but that's your own risk. If we were to see $25,000 now and then $100,000 January 1st, then yes, your potential upside is much less if you dollar cost average from here, but your downside is much less. So it depends on your risk tolerance. That's my own personal opinion, not a financial advisor. If you want to start your cryptocurrency journey, I highly suggest 2 trading platforms. One is Coinbase. If you just want to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that, Coinbase is amazing. It's very user-friendly and it's great for beginners. And then another platform that I use is Binance, and that's where I do more trading. You know, I buy and sell, and I play with cryptocurrencies that aren't necessarily available on Coinbase. Both of those links are in my bio. That's the end of the video today. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I haven't waffled on too much. If you did enjoy it and you like cryptocurrencies, you like making money online, and maybe you want to learn a new side hustle or something like that, please consider smashing that subscribe button. Leave me a comment in the comment section. I'm responding to everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.